So he was all Swedish and Finnish.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Moving on. Just no.
It's a dumb joke.
It is, but it works. I want to take it away from you, but I'm like, no, I can't keep moving on. So yeah, I'm going to have to. Also, that day of filming, because Robert, as Freddy, was out in the daylight, hundreds, if not thousands of people showed up to catch a glimpse.
Because, yeah, this is like smack dab in the Freddy Mania.
Yeah, and this is Freddy Mania to the nth power. They're on a beach that they're kind of just closing, and it's broad fucking daylight. That's
fucking Freddy Krueger?
That's Freddy Krueger out there.
Hey, Freddy Krueger's on the beach!
Exactly.
Hey, Freddy!
Yo,
Rennie
Freddy!
Harlan, like, we're trying to shoot him. Just...
God damn it. Can't you see the chick in the bikini? Oh, I could see. Shut up, Rennie. Between takes, Robert would go and take pictures and sign autographs with the fans as Freddy.
Good guy, Robert.
Good on him. At the end of the night, when they were removing the makeup, he would throw pieces out of the window for the fans. So
we need that for tomorrow, Robert. Jesus.
They didn't reuse pieces.
Hey, you're on a budget.
Not that. $14 million. They were on the highest budget they've ever had. They were just throwing money at shit now. The scene where Alice and Rick are watching, I already wrote that. Sorry. Apparently I copied my own shit.
Double.
It happens. And now you know that I'm copy and pasting this shit. It's fine.
A glimpse behind the scenes here at the show.
Yeah, really. In the scene near the end with the souls punching out of Freddy, the woman, how else can I say it, who has the boobs, is Linnea Quigley from Return of the Living Dead.
From our pilot.
Yes, from our pilot episode. I think I mentioned in that episode that this happened here, so shit's coming full circle. I'm telling you right now. I got this.
What a payoff!
Right? At $49 million, this is, I already said this later on, just out of whimsy. Robert Englund claims this is his favorite of the franchise. I mean, he got the most
when
shit
you're
done.
in it, when you're top billed, you're in it the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be your favorite too.
Yeah. The success of this film convinced the producers to A, make a sequel, and B, create Freddy's Nightmares, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the series.
Nightmare train rolling.
We'll never talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
We have, in part. Piece and part.
But we'll rarely get to it, but yeah. Not great. Just saying. Kind of their attempt at doing a Twilight Zone with Freddy Krueger as Rod Serling.
It's what this was. It's what,
It's not terrible, but it's not great.
Because this is like right smack Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah, this was in the time period, like they'd read...
Creep Show?
Or not Creep Show.
Hasn't happened yet?
Not Creep Show. No, it hasn't happened yet, because that started in the early 90s. Tales from the Crypt.
But, like, they're roughly around this time.
Yeah, there was a lot of these. This was when they also were... in 86, they'd re-released the Twilight Zone. I think they were about to do a redo of the other one, the Outer Limits. So this was a big time for anthology-type programming, and why wouldn't you want Freddy to be the introducer?
Yep.
So not only was he introducing... They had a nice little... Like, this I will give the show credit for. Aside from occasionally doing episodes that centered around Freddy, but they would also do where, like, he would introduce the show, kind of very much in the exact same way Rod Serling did for the Twilight Zone, but, like, he would be like, and this is, this is
Just picture Freddy in a suit picture, if you will, bitch.
No, but this is where you would see him, like, with a guitar, jumping up and down and doing all this kind of shit, but... The cool thing about it was that he would introduce what was happening, like the show, like the place in general. Then we'd see the place for a minute, and everything's perfectly normal. And then they would cut to a shot of, like, Freddy being the one pulling the strings, making everything fucked up. So if, like, and this is just an example, because I don't think this ever actually happened, but say the toaster was going to come alive and kill you. Freddy would sort of dip in, and just sort of his hand would touch the toaster and just look at the camera and laugh. And then the next scene, shit would go all fucked up. So it was kind of an interesting idea that he was the one pulling the strings, making the weird stuff happen. So I like that kind of shit, but, So, let's talk about music for a minute, shall we? Tuesday Night co-wrote, produced, and performed the theme song at the beginning, called Nightmare, aka Running from This Nightmare. She approached Rennie Harlan with the idea of singing the theme song. He loved it. So she, surprise, surprise. I don't
want to do it.
I wonder when she
2 days
asked.
later, hey, let's do that.
Yeah. She and her writing producing partner, Michael Egizi, I'm not saying that right.
What you call me?
Produced the song in 2 days, playing it for Reddy in his car on the set. He then passed it to the music department. Due to licensing issues, the song did not originally get released as a single or even put on the soundtrack. Tuesday wasn't even paid for the inclusion of the song. It wasn't released commercially until her compilation album Faith, released in 2012. It was.
She has a compilation album.
She does. No, she's one of those singers that's pretty big in Japan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tuesday Night's
She's
huge
done some shit.
in Japan.
It was remastered and re-released in 2015.
Sweet.
But
Spotify that shit.
Let's face it, we're not here to talk about that.
No,
we're here to talk about the other song that was played. The song "Are You Ready for Freddy" by the Fat Boys, featuring Robert England as Freddy Krueger.
Was it played during the movie or in the credits?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Originally, I'd actually written down as playing in the end credits. Nope. It was just one of those songs that they just did. Nobody asked them to do it.
Like when they're off set or at lunch. Okay, bring in the Fat Boys.
They did, but the thing is, it was not in the soundtrack. It was intended to be, but it wasn't.
When you have the Fat Boys, you put them in your soundtrack.
That's what I would think.
See our episode on Crush Groove.
I will say this, though. This is the most music-heavy Nightmare on Elm Street there is. There are 18 tracks.
Damn. That's a lot of songs.
If you include this, of course. 18 tracks involved in this movie. And the soundtrack only had 12. So...
A lot of extra.
Yeah. I was able to cobble together my own version, which I do have on my iPod right now.
Sweet. Like a playlist or something?
Yeah. I have a lot of... I pretty much have all of the soundtracks for these. Because I carry around an old-ass fucking iPod. And I've created my own versions of their soundtracks. So it's got everything, including... like the Sinead O'Connor song that features really fucking heavily. Put Your Hands on Me. Even have that. And finding the one with the rap lyrics in it, the one where the guest rapper's in there, almost impossible. I was able to find one.
Well, there you go.
Like I said, not inclusive. It was released as a single on March 18th, 1988, and on their fifth album, Coming Back Hard Again, released July 1st, 1988. The premise for the music video is Prince Marquis D's Uncle Frederick has died and left him the Elm Street house. The lawyer informs Marquis that he must spend the night inside Uncle Frederick's home to earn his inheritance. So the group enters, and not long after, Freddy appears and begins to chase the band throughout the house, whilst only stopping to rap.
Yeah. YouTube it.
You just heard it, but the video itself is fucking wonderful. And also, the song is actually really good.
Because the Fat Boys are wonderful.
They are. I mean, I'm not going to say Freddie's inclusion in it is great, because that is not exactly the best hip-hop you've ever heard.
When I think of rap and hip-hop, I think of Robert fucking England.
I mean, I would. But I do recommend the song. The song is great, and then you have to listen to Robert
Bobby E.
England. Yeah.
It's his name on the streets.
Bobby E. Yo, Bobby E. That's his rap name.
Because, I forget, does he actually go, well, my name is Freddie and I'm here to sing?
Yeah. I mean, I'll play it for you after, but I'm fairly certain he does say... He says his name is Fred. Fuck. I heard this like 300 times last night, making that fucking intro, and you'd think I'd remember the whole thing, but I don't. My name is Fred. Fuck, I can't remember now. Shit!
Oh, we'll get to it.
That's going to piss me off.
Screen.
Yeah.
Off camera.
Mike. Yeah! We do everything here.
Yeah. Alright, so, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yes.
The Dream Master!
Mm-hmm.
Not Sir. Just one.
Yes.
Singular Dream Master.
She is a Dream Master. Alice becomes the Dream Master. Did you not watch the movie?
I know. I'm just saying, like, last time we had a whole group of people who were warriors, but there's only one Dream Master.
Yeah, this is proof that I guess Freddy's getting weaker.
Well, that and the fact that, like, everyone... You think they got killed out pretty easy in Dream Warriors.
There's a lot of death in this one.
These kids go even quicker.
Yeah, they jump it up a little bit. There's a lot less fight in these people.
So, Kristen? Question mark? Is in the Freddy house?
Yes.
Having a nightmare?
Well, what happens... She walks up and sees a little girl...
Same little girl?
Drawing. Yes. Yeah. That was what I wanted to point out, because I thought that last week, and I wasn't sure, but yes, it is absolutely the same little girl.
They shoot it back-to-back, kind of.
They shot it within 6 months of the release of the last one, so it's been about a year. Yeah. So, yeah, you could do that.
That's Freddy's house. Mm-hmm. Is that what she says? Or
yeah, she's like, no, she says, who... who lives here? And she says, nobody lives here. And then she goes, where's Freddy? He's not home. Giggle. And then she moves her hand away from the drawing she's done, and Freddy's in the window.
Yeah.
So then, because,
now where does that
logic.
Where does that lie from the ending of Dream Warriors? Because again, that whole.
Well, he is home. That's what the drawing is showing, that he is home. But he hasn't shown up yet. Okay. He's like...
Because I'm asking, because when the light goes on in the house at the end of Dream Warriors, we think it's Nancy, but if it's...
But it's supposed to be Freddy, so Freddy is there, and he's manipulating everything.
Okay.
So, contrary to what Joey and Kincaid say, where they're like, hey, if you keep dreaming him up, you'll bring him up again. It's like, no, she's not doing this. That's the whole point. Freddy is controlling all of this.
Yeah, because she, she yells their names,
so
and they
basically
get pulled in.
Yeah, so what happens is she enters the house, some weird fucking Freddy-type shit happens, but he doesn't actually show up, and then she's like, she hears a noise, and then calls Joey and Kincaid, and... they fucking fly through the air and get flown through into her dream.
And Kincaid's
not happy.
Jason.
Well, we're not there yet. The reveal, son, the reveal. So Kincaid, who's fucking not plus to be here, is just like...
He's just not a happy guy.
No, he's really angry, and he just sort of goes, the fuck? Ah, shit, Kristen, not again!
Because
Yeah.
I guess they're implying that she has done this.
Yeah.
Off screen.
Yeah, she's been doing it
movies.
in between the flicks. Now, the timeline, I normally would do the timeline, but I'm hearing every source imaginable. My guess, if I had to do the math, this is 1 year later.
Okay.
Everyone's claiming 2 years, but I'm like, the math doesn't work on that. Because if she's 15, this would imply that she's 17,
yeah, 'cause it's
and
hard.
The next one wouldn't work.
It's hard to gauge for her because it's a different actress.
Yes.
Joey does look significantly older.
He does.
Which
is, I think, because the actor's had a bit of a hard life,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Because if you see him now, his voice is very scratchy, he looks a little older. I think some shit's gone down, he just hasn't talked about it.
So they're not happy.
Yeah.
They
all of a sudden, Joey pops up. Yeah, and Joey just sort of goes... Because they hear a noise, and then Joey, does the whole horror thing of grabbing her. And he's just like, look, we're fine. Like,
and he's talking.
Joey's talking. He's talking, but
cool.
it's in the dream. It's in the dream. He can talk in the dream.
Right.
I'll get to my complaints about that later on. And he's just like, look, the pipes are cold. The boiler is cold. He's not here. And then this is when the dog, he doesn't have a name yet, jumps out and bites her arm. They all wake up, and her arm's bleeding. Yeah. That dog is pissed.
A dog would have to bite pretty fucking hard on somebody's arm to create that.
As we see later on, he's being controlled by Freddy.
Okay.
And you can see his anger later on in the dream in the future.
When Kincaid wakes up, the dog's mouth is just covered in blood.
Yeah, the mouth is... And her arm is fucked up. Like, it took some... There would be stitches involved.
I'm just gonna say... You could have got a more vicious-looking dog.
Yeah, that dog's way too adorable to be.
Because even when they get him to go, it's still kind of a cute dog.
Yeah, his you almost just want to go, who's a little growler? Who's a big tough guy?
Who's a good boy?
Yeah,
who's your boy?
Like it's you get a Rottweiler for fuck's sakes. Like make something angry looking. I've seen angry ass.
Who's a vicious Freddy dog? Yeah. Yes, you are.
Like I've been involved with a Rottweiler in my time that was like.
Although you don't want to promote stereotypes.
Well, this was the '80s. It was fine, but like this Rottweiler, I dated a girl who had a Rottweiler. We lived together. I dealt with this Rottweiler for quite a bit. Sweetest, nicest dog you could ever meet, but big as fuck and looked like it would kill you. No. But it was much too dumb to do that.
So you don't get a fuzzy dog to be evil.
No.
Just notes for anyone making movies in the future.
So we cut to Kristen driving to someone place's house. We don't know yet. She drives there, and it's fucking the Johnson house. So we see, she opens the door, she knocks on the door, the fucking dad answers, and she just goes, "How are you, Mr. Johnson?" He fucking too busy pouring vodka into his orange juice. Like, wow.
All right.
7 o'clock in the morning. Thanks, buddy. And then
it's Alice 11 o'clock somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So then Alice shows up and says, "Hi, Rick will be out in a minute." And they're like, okay. And then he says to her, and I always never understood this sentence. The dad goes to Alice and just goes, "Oh, is that what you're wearing?" And she goes, "What's wrong with it this time?" And you're like, she's dressed conservatively. Why are you mad about that? But apparently, in the original scripts and the novelization, he's mad that she's not tarting it up a bit because she looks like an old house marm. So it's the opposite of what you would think.
Come on, show a little skin, honey. Like that.
Well, there are a couple scenes where it does come off as a little bit creepy. I ain't gonna lie. There seems like a couple little shots there. And then we get Rick